Hey y'all, this is the recap of convention. I'm doing the Rita Davenport section. And let me just preface by saying that we did a Zoom when we were getting together with all this recap of convention with, Jennifer Wright and Jennifer Tuggle and Leslie Kingston and Krista Wade. And I unanimously got voted to do this section of Rita Davenport. And I'm pretty sure it's because she speaks two languages like I do, English and Southern. But that's okay. It is okay. She is the cutest thing, and that might have been why I got voted to do this too. I don't know. But anyway, I am going to try to do her justice. There's no way. And I have to bring her to you in the way that, she spoke to me. Because, I fell in love with her right off the bat. She said, I'm so Southern, I'm kin to myself. And you might be a redneck if you wear a Southern, strapless dress, but your bra straps aren't strapless. She just had us from the beginning laughing. She is a cross between, oh gosh, Tammy Wynette and Barbara Mandrell, maybe a little me, and Dolly Parton. And speaking of Dolly Parton, she is Jolene in the song, that song, Jolene, Jolene. Anyway, she is Jolene. She dated Dolly Parton's husband. She admitted not, wearing a padded bra, but she's just the cutest thing. And she actually came from poverty herself. She was the number one seller, number one, a sponsor in her direct sales company. And she later ended up being the president of that company. She took the company from a $15 million company to a $1 billion company. And I just think that is so huge. And we'll talk about dreaming in a minute. But, just to think that, she came from poverty. She said she interviewed Dolly one time on one of her shows and asked Dolly, she's like, Dolly, what is it like to, have all this money to do whatever, buy whatever you want, have this nice mansion and pools and vacation homes. And, Dolly said, that her greatest asset was, coming from poverty. She said because it made her actually realize where she came from. So I just think that's just huge. So I'm just going to bring, a little bit of Rita to you. In the comments, I'm actually going to post, I found someone that had recorded her speech at Plexus, and you definitely should watch it because you will see she is way funny. I'm not. But the very first thing she does when she comes on the stage, as you notice, she's wearing two watches. She's got a Timex watch on and like a $50,000, Rolex watch on. And, she said, people ask her all the time, why are you wearing two watches? She said, well, this one right here, this Timex watch, I believe it's like $29.95. I wear it because I can see it. And then she points to her $50,000 Rolex watch and she said, and I wear it so you can see it. She said, because, people hear my accent and think that, I don't know what I'm talking about or whatever, but, they think, well, she's wearing that nice watch. She must have done something right, So anyway, it's just kind of funny to me that she won the crowd over immediately. She said that public speaking is the number one fear. The number two fear is death by fire. She's like, that's funny to me that, most of you out there had rather die by burning than doing what I'm doing. So, she wins the audience. And I think about this in our Plexus business as well. We have to brand ourselves. We have to, kind of sell ourselves to people, just be real. And that's what she is. She didn't come across as, just, perfect dialect, perfect, grammar. I mean, she's just real. She is who she is, and she exudes confidence, and we know that she probably didn't always have that coming from poverty. So, she said some one-liners that I'm going to kind of go over, and I've written notes just so that I would not forget them. But one of the things that she said is, talking to all of us Plexus ambassadors, she said it's not about when you get into Plexus, it's when Plexus gets into you. So let's talk about that. I remember when I got into Plexus. I got into Plexus in October of 2013 when I tried the products, right? I liked the products. I had tried other products before, and I felt no difference. So I decided to be an ambassador. I got into Plexus in November of 2013 to get my products cheaper and to maybe get my products maybe even paid for. So I started telling some people about Plexus, and I started getting my first customers, and then I got my first paycheck. Didn't have to put all my Christmas on a credit card. Actually paid some cash for it. So I still was not into Plexus yet. It wasn't until I had some customers and some ambassadors that started jumping on board and had some real live health testimonies. I started building belief in the products. I started getting paid for telling other people, about their testimonies and their stories. I then started having belief in the compensation plan. I attended my first convention in May of 2014. I definitely was into Plexus then. I started having belief in our leaders and in our company, and belief in network marketing, because I'm hearing people like Sonia Dudley get up there and talk about how they had been in other things. They'd been taught with the company and got out of it because they just got tired of handling parties and products and things like that. And I just think something else, I still was getting into Plexus. Well, then I started, believing in the products, believing in my, believing in the company, believing in the leaders, believing in network marketing, and I started doing, a little promoting. Guess what? I started believing in myself. So I would say that I didn't get into Plexus in November of 2013. I would say I got into Plexus a few months later when I started, pouring into learning about Plexus, learning about testimonies, reading everything I could, read, listening to videos, doing the things that made me get into Plexus. Now I can 100% say I am into Plexus. She said, when someone asks you, so now that we're talking about mindset and things like that, she said when someone asks you how your business is going, the answer is always the same, no matter what your business is. You say, unbelievable. Well, because it could be. I mean, that's not a lie. It could be unbelievably horrible, or it could be unbelievably great. So if someone says, so how's your Plexus business going? Unbelievable. And you say that, with conviction, and they're gonna believe you. So what you think about, you bring about. Just stay positive. Because I was just thinking today about how my month wasn't going the way I had, planned it to go, or how I had dreamed it was going to go. And, I just was thinking about where I am and all the things I could be doing. And, I just started going, what, I'm going to take a positive spin on this. So what you think about, you bring about. So just, bring about positivity. And as you're sponsoring your team, I want you to, it's real easy to get into negativity and when someone below you is doing better than you. Every mentor wants their mentee to do better, right? I mean, this is you can't get jealous of your downline doing better. You can't get jealous of your downline sponsoring more customers or sponsoring more ambassadors than you, because I mean, cha-ching. You're making money too. You sponsored them. You were the rock star that sponsored the rock star. So, she said, girl, you would have to surgically remove the smile on my face to have one of my downline do better than me. I'm happy about that because you're doing well too. So don't compare yourself to others. Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy that you signed them. Way to be a rock star yourself. This one was really deep in my heart. She said, it costs nothing to dream, guys, nothing to dream, but it costs everything if you don't. And I sat back and, as I was going over these notes again, and I thought about where I was before Plexus. I was happy being mediocre. I was, making my payments on time every month, healthy kids, healthy husband, but I was not dreaming. I was not dreaming at all. I saw myself in the same position. I never knew really how I was going to get out of credit card debt, but I had hoped that I would be one day. But I didn't have a plan at all. And, I just had forgotten how to dream. And Plexus has certainly helped me with that. She said, if you want for your dreams to come true, then you better wake up because you have to do something about it. You can't just dream without a plan, y'all. You have to figure out what your plan is. I just think about, not the time that I signed up for Plexus, but the time I decided to be all in for Plexus. I'm so glad that I woke up. I'm so glad that I put my blinders on and stopped worrying about what other people, said about me or thought about me, or, I stopped, comparing myself to other people. I'm on my own journey. I'm so glad I woke up to that. And, let's just talk about, getting your self into gear. Let's talk about, she said the one that gets to the top just ask the most people. We compare ourselves to diamonds and we compare ourselves to jewels or whatever. Guys, they just have more no's than you. She told us that at Leaders Retreat. And I just thought that was a great thing to think about, She said, you got to get your ask in gear. I said, ask in gear because your will to do this business has got to be greater than your skill. You've got to not be scared to ask people. You've got to not be scared to reach out to people on your chicken list, to even make the chicken list. You've got to ask them, if they're interested in Plexus. You've got to reach out to them. So get your ask in gear. I love it. This business, it demands you to be courageous. If you want to make your dreams come true, then you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. I mean, period. Bottom line, you're just going to have to. So be courageous and do that. She talked about, being a leader. People in business will work more for praises than raises. And I think about that in my teaching job and how I have saved letters from parents, letters from principals. I have some to this day that have just made me cry. Letters from my own students that praised me for being a good teacher, for being the teacher that really made them want to do more in life or made their child want more for themselves. Those are the things that, it definitely, I was a teacher. You can look online to see my income. I was not working for the money. I was not working for the praise. I was working for the kids and that, that moment where you see that light bulb come on, for helping other people want more for themselves. But to get that praise, that piece of paper that didn't cost anything, it wasn't a raise, that was motivating to me. And it made me feel like, I was doing something worthwhile. And, it also helped me become more confident as a teacher, become more confident in the belief in myself as someone that is a life changer. And so I compare that to Plexus, and I think that's exactly what it does when you pour into your teammates. I don't care if it is, that was an amazing post, or way to put yourself out there, and make your first post. I'm so proud that you are, your PV hit $500. That is a huge accomplishment. Sometimes you just need someone saying, "Oh my gosh, great job," because we know sometimes our husbands are our biggest skeptics. That's not where they're going to be getting it from. Now they will eventually, because I have one, but that gives me praises now, but didn't at the beginning. Kids were the worst, So, it helps to build relationships and build confidence in themselves and belief in themselves. And, I love this saying. It's not something that she coined, but it is so true. She said, do what you don't want to do for a little while so that you can do what you want to do forever. And I think about the times that I have spent, away from my kids, or, not necessarily watching my son warm up at baseball because I'm, working Plexus. But, I asked my family just not too long ago, if we had to do this all over again, would we do it? Would we make the sacrifices? And both Kevin and Braden said they absolutely would. And, they've told me they were proud of me. And I just, that is the best thing ever. And I just think, for my husband to tell me he's proud of me, that makes me feel really, really good. But for your kids to tell you that they're proud of you, it just makes you realize you are being a role model for them. You can tell them what to do all you want to, but if you show them what to do, that makes a much, much bigger difference. And I love what Rita Davenport said. You know, she said she has a sign in her office that says, God is watching. You better give him a show. I love it. You know, give him a show. Give your husband a show. Give your haters a show. Give your kids a show. Guys, you have the power to make yourself successful. It is up to you. And, I wish I were as funny as Rita Davenport. You know, I will definitely put her video in the comments. But if you get a chance, you know, just as you're driving down the road, just listen to it. She is empowering. She makes you smile. She makes you laugh. And I just think about let's be that person for our family. Let's be that person for our Facebook audience. Let's be that person for our teammates. Let's be that person that person that you want to be around because they empower you and they lift you up. You know, no more complaining all the time. It just doesn't help. You know, be positive and you know, self-talk or whatever. So anyway, you know, I don't know if I'm going to get a thumbs up for this recap because there is no way I can duplicate this cutest little southern thing, you know, twang. Yes, I can duplicate, but the way that she just controls the crowd, I'm going to self-talk and say that I rocked this. But anyway, I hope that this is just a little incentive for you just to click play on the video that I post in the comments below. Thanks, guys.